I could grab a guitar and play something. Sure. Yeah, let me here one sec. Let me grab a guitar.
Okay,
One
you want
sec.
me to have someone else do it first and then come back to you?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
All
I'll be
right,
right back. Hold on.
David
How,
Wallach.
how is David related?
David
I'm
is, how are you related to us? You're like,
uh,
well,
I
related
think
to that
third is it
family.
third cousin? My grandfather Irv was cousins with Vi.
Ah, because I can sort of see in your eyes, you and Bruce and Vi have that look.
We're related.
Yeah.
We're definitely related.
My mom
I
was
just
very
want to
good at
say,
staying in, my mom was very good at staying in touch with cousins. It didn't have to
Yeah.
be first cousin, second cousin. It could have been third cousin,
yeah,
but she
this is
just kept this huge family together.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Bruce. This is Arnie. I just wanted to say that I used to sit in synagogue in the '60s with David's great grandfather and talk to him every High Holy Days. We would hours and hours in synagogue, and that's his great grandfather,
What was his name? Which great grandfather?
Zalman Kaplan.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I saw the photos. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, I go visit his grave. His grave is very close to my grandmother, Violet's mother and father, and it's really closer to my mother's in Staten Island. So when I'm in Staten Island, which is once or twice a year visiting your grave, I always visit your great grandfather's grave, your great grandmother's grave, etc. So nice people, a lot of
Well,
good memories.
And I hadn't met David until how many years ago was it when you came east and we all got together at that deli down in Jersey? Remember
Yeah.
that? How
must
many
have been
years ago was that?
2008 or nine, or like the before times in the
Right,
world.
right. And we've kept in touch on and off over the years. And 2 years ago, when I was out in San Francisco, I met David and Richard, your brother, right?
Yeah.
And we had a nice dinner together. It was nice to catch up on time. And I'm really appreciative that you found the time to come tonight. So I'll let you get your guitar. In the meantime, Zelmo, aka David Wallach, how would you like to do a number?
I'm not going to play tonight. I'm just going to say that it was really great to meet Vi over at the Growler, and then we moved the Muddy Creek thing. We started over at the Gentle Giant, and all of a sudden there she was, and she was like the you know the groupie of all these musicians, and just having a great time and enjoying life, and she's just really special, and we're gonna miss her. That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, David.
I'm sorry for your loss. She's a terrific lady.
Okay,
That's
there
it.
we go. Okay. I started to say while David Klein's getting ready to play, I have a story that I received today from another cousin, Marcy Galinsky, who is down in Florida, a cousin of Bruce and Vi. And why am I not showing up? Hold on. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Oh, well, I'll put this picture. It's another picture of several people. Pam Hudson, who played before, is at the top right. And of course, there's Vi, and Michelle Solomon is second from the right, the left, standing up, and several other musician friends. And well, I'm not going to, this ties in with this photo you'll hear at the end. So this is a story from Marcy that she sent me today. And I'll just read what she wrote. She said, I'm Vi's niece, as she married my mom's brother, Mike. Growing up, my family, Harry and Polly, Sybil and Marty, that's not Harry me, that's Harry, Uncle Harry. Harry and Polly, Sybil and Marty, and I celebrated all of our holidays together with Mike and Vi, Ronnie and Bruce, as well as Fran and Irv, and our cousins Elaine, Steve, and Carol. I've lived in Florida for 30 years and really have not had much contact with Vi since I left New Jersey. I saw her for some big life events like Fran's 90th birthday, my father's funeral, but I have not seen her in years otherwise. About 1 or 2 years ago, I was coming home to my condo in Delray Beach, and there was a man I didn't know on a cell phone standing outside the building. I believe his name may have been Peter. Hint. He looked like he was about our age. Well, he apparently knew my husband Scott and said something to him. I was ready to ignore the conversation and go inside when Peter said, "Hang on, I can't talk to you now because I'm speaking to my best friend, Vi Pollock." I said, this is Marcy said, "That's weird. I have an aunt named Vi Pollock. I wonder how many people have that name." Well, it was my Aunt Vi. We talked for a few minutes and had a lovely conversation, and sadly, that was the last time we spoke. But the coincidence was amazing. Apparently, Peter was part of Bruce's groupies, and they hung out together at the bar when the band was playing, and would sit with Vi and other friends and listen to the music. He spoke highly of her. Apparently, he was not alone in his admiration of Vi, and it was wonderful to have had that experience. And that's from Cousin Marcy. And as some of you may have figured out, the person who she's talking about is sitting next to Vi. His name is Peter Farkas. And Bruce can tell you how much he has helped along the years, helped Vi get around. I'll let Bruce talk a little bit about
He
it.
became like a second son to Vi. And Peter Farkas has this brilliant mind. Sometimes you can't figure out what he's doing or what he's into, but this brilliant mind. And somehow it just clicked with my mother's mind, and they would have these unbelievable intellectual conversations. And Peter might be working on something. He worked in various, just anything, some very interesting careers. And my mother would be offering him guidance, and it was just amazing just how the two clicked.
So, you know, one in a million coincidence that Cousin Marcy down in Florida hears this conversation, and it turns out that it's Peter Farkas talking with Vi. So I thought that was a fascinating story. Hope you enjoyed it. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to David. It looks like he's ready to roll. So all you have to do is unmute yourself